What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison on the Bilt TB430 and the Bolens BL125. And just a hint, it's not much of a comparison. And also, I'm going to be talking about why it's a must to have some type of handheld blower in your setup. Yes sir.
Random acts of lawn care.
Alright people, let me go ahead and get it out the way. I was wrong. Last year I bought the Bolens BL125 because I needed a quick blower and I was trying to be cheap. Not that it's a bad blower, but it's definitely a cheap blower. So I'm gonna get into that and I'm gonna compare the Bolens BL125 and the Bilt TB430, which has been pretty awesome. But before I talk about that, I want to talk to you guys about why it's a must to have a handheld blower in your setup. Not only is a handheld blower good for when you're hedging bushes and you're trying to get into the cracks and crevices, trying to blow those leaves from behind the bushes, and it's also some nice NBA moves that you can do with a handheld blower, like the Magic Johnson. Or one of my favorites, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And you can't forget one of my favorites, the Allen Iverson. And if your blower really sucks, there's always the bonus move, the Steph Curry. But along with that, there's the fact that you really, on everyday cutting, you really don't need a backpack blower. If you think about it, most of the time you're spending what, 5 or 6 minutes blowing off a driveway or a sidewalk, and you don't really need nothing with that much power, you know what I mean? And you have to start it, put it on your back. If the customer comes out and says, hey, can you blow this area too? Now you gotta put it back on the ground, restart it, put it back on your back and whatnot. It's just a little bit of hassle, whereas yes, a handheld blower is not gonna have as much power, but it's easy just to grab it, start it in your hand, and go ahead and blow everything off. Alright, now as far as the comparisons, this is the Bolens BL125. Like I said, I got it last year because I needed a second blower. Me and BJ were out cutting, and it would be a lot of times where it might be a little bit extra blowing, and I would kind of be standing there, or BJ would kind of be standing there waiting for the other person to finish blowing. So I said, if I had another handheld blower, we both could be blowing at the same time, and then I could use it in the winter time when I'm cleaning leaves up, right? So I went out and I got the cheapest one I can find, which was this Bolens right here. And it was great for about 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes. That's one of the biggest cons about this bad boy, is that it will start, it will run, and it would take a couple of pulls, or sometimes a lot of pulls, but it would get started, but then it would only run for about 20 minutes, and then it would flood out. And you would have to literally let it sit there for like hours, or maybe till the next day, and it would eventually dry out, and it'd be good for another 20 minutes. But it wasn't a long haul blower. I used to have, the only other handheld blower I had was a Poland, not a Bolens, a Poland, the yellow and black one. That thing, I will have that thing and it will run for hours. You get what I'm saying? So that's my biggest knock with the Bolens. Also, what I had did with it, I know you're asking me, well, why did you go out and buy another blower? what I did was I tried to soup up the carburetor. I said maybe if I put a new carburetor on it, it won't flood out as much. So I got a bigger carburetor, I put it on here, but it just never started. And after I did that, I didn't feel like going back and putting on the old carburetor, so it kind of just sat in the shed. I still have the original carburetor that goes on here, so I'll probably put that back on someday. But for now, we have the Troy Bilt. And y'all know how much I love Troy Bilt. I have my Mustang, my 42 XP Mustang, 0 turn. So it was only right that I get this bad boy. And first of all, unlike the Bolens, this bad boy starts literally first pull all the time. My Poland back in the day, which was a really good blower, that didn't start first pull every time. Let me see if I can get it to start. So basically you have run and you have start. So you put it on start, give it a couple squeeze at a bubble, and that's probably the biggest thing that I love about this bad boy, is how good it starts and easy it starts. Because when you're out there and you're in a rush and you're trying to do jobs, you don't want to be sitting there you know, trying to start something up. So by this bad boy starting on first pull every time, it's freaking awesome. The one and only knock about it, which is not really a knock or a con, it's just I want to see how it's going to affect the blower down the road, is that this bad boy is tuned up to capacity. And what I mean by that is it's squeezing out every last inch of its horsepower. And I can tell because right here is the fan, and usually when I'm blowing, you know, I'm right-handed, I have it on my right side, I can literally feel this fan sucking my pants. That's how strong it is. So with that being said, we're so strong that I think I don't know if the motor's overworking itself, but by the time I finish blowing, I could just blow like 1 yard and you can feel a whole lot of heat coming off of this muffler. You know the muffler gets hot anyway, but after that 1 yard, it's hot, you know. And so like I said, it starts first pull, it works well, it blows well. I'm just gonna see how that affects it down the road. Anyway, hope this video helped y'all when y'all making decisions about some handheld blowers. These are two of the cheaper models that you can get out there. Of course, you can go with a Steel, a Echo, or you know, one of the more expensive brands. But a lot of times when people use these, they're not really using them a lot. They more so have a backpack blower, and these are extra. So I feel like when you're getting something that's extra, there's no need to spend a whole lot of money. Like I got a home light chainsaw, which I got from Home Depot, which is one of the cheaper chainsaws. I don't really use the chainsaw that much, so I didn't find the need to buy a bigger one. Now if I get into tree work one day, I'll invest into the bigger one. So yeah, hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Yes sir.